Hey, it's Dr. John Terry, President of the United States Martial Arts Hall of Fame and CEO of the International Martial Arts Council of America. Welcome to another installment of Business Mastery, where we're giving you the tips, tools, insights, and resources to help you have more influence, more impact, and to make more income as you're serving your community and the students that are part of your program at an ever higher level. Now, we believe that there are 6 business essentials that you need to make sure you're implementing into your school and into your martial arts program to see success. And these are the things we talk about in these weekly installments. Now, this week, we want to talk about age-appropriate instruction. And by that, I mean speaking every student's language. Because it's a known fact that in the event we adapt our communication style and the examples that we use to each age group that you're teaching, it's going to do several things. It's going to improve engagement. It's going to help with student understanding of the concepts and principles you're teaching. And more importantly, it's going to help them to retain that information, but it's also going to help you retain those students in your class. When we're appropriating age-appropriate instruction and speaking the student's language at their level, we are letting those students know that they are being seen, heard, valued, and appreciated. This is especially true for parents who are paying the bills for their little ones, their children, their teenagers to be in the program. They need to know that you're giving them something that speaks uniquely to them. Now, there's a truth you need to understand, and it's pretty straightforward. And if you're missing it, you're failing as a martial arts school owner and instructor. And that truth is this: every single one of your students, regardless of their age, they learn best when the instruction you're giving matches their age, their interest, and their level of understanding and comprehension. So here's what you need to know about the different age groups that you're teaching. When it comes to preschoolers and speaking their language, ages 3 to 5, we want to use animal examples and animal movements. Act like a tiger, act like a dragon, act like a snake, think like a dog, sneaky like a cat. Simple things like that. Again, simple games that you can use to disguise repetitive commands and make it fun. Remember, when we're dealing with younger children, they're just now learning, and their ability to retain is just now being formulated in their brain. So you've got to repeat yourself over and over again, and you got to do so in a positive manner. If you want to keep these kids engaged and keep them coming back, you've got to positively reinforce what it is you're teaching. Now, what about the 6 to 12-year-olds, the children that may be in your classroom? Again, speaking their language. Build in some challenges, some games, but some games that require them to stretch their ability and stretch their skill set. Establish some goal-setting opportunities. Create some peer interactions where they're working with their classmates, and create clear rules that you want to make sure are followed with very clear consequences. Now, when you're dealing with the 13 to 17-year-olds, the teens, you want to focus on more practical application. How do we use martial arts in the real world? At the same time, you want to respect their independence. Remember, they're developing their own autonomy as individuals. That's going to show up in class. So you've got to respect that. It doesn't mean they still don't have to follow the rules, but you've got to respect that they are learning to think independently on their own. You also want to make sure that you have an opportunity to connect with their interest. And that may mean that you spend a little bit of time outside of class engaging with them in their social media and showing up in their world. And then for the adults 18 and over, what you want to do there, emphasize the health benefits of martial arts, how that this also serves as a stress reliever. Make sure you're leaning into the practical self-defense aspects. Remember, adults, most of them have a job, many of them have a family, so you've got to respect their time constraints, and you want to practice pacing. You don't want to give them too much so that you overwhelm them when they come. Pace what you're teaching and give them time to learn it. Remember, their brains are pretty much formed at this point, so learning takes a little bit longer. Be patient and pace that. Again, let me give you an action plan as we wrap up today's teaching. Let me leave you 2 things I want to challenge you to do to implement this in your school. Number 1, I want you to take a few moments and I want you to write out your core technique explanations and how you would present your core techniques to preschool, to children, to teens, and to adults. How would you change the language so that you speak their language? Write that out so that you create that on a flashcard, on an index card, somewhere that you can see that information and you can begin to review that. And then through practice and repetition, you begin to learn it. And then once you've written it out, I want to challenge you to practice making those transitions to between the different ages that are in your classroom, especially if you've got a mixed age class where you've got some younger and older students. Practice those transitions, and here's what you're going to find. The more you do it, the better you get at doing it. Hey, all of this comes as part of Shihan University. This is our business development program for martial arts school owners and instructors. This is where you can get more tips, more tools, more insights, and more resources. And it's available to you courtesy of the International Martial Arts Council of America. You can find out more about us at imacusa.com. Remember, we are the independent martial arts association for the martial arts entrepreneur. If you're not a member, let me encourage you to join us today.